Hello audience, this is Dennis Seatsma, Dennis John Seatsma Productions, Homestead, USA. Homestead, Florida, USA. I'm an Astro van enthusiast. The subject vehicle is my 1994 Astro van LTE XT that I've owned since new. Before you remove the upper plenum, you have to really be aware of a few things. Don't even attempt it till you know what I'm talking about. On the RPO L35 engine, the vehicle identification number L35, VIN number W, the L35 engine, there's a maxi injector, and on top of it is one of these connectors, and you can damage it. Now you can fabricate a new one if it's damaged, but you have to be able to ferret out the connectors and know how to fabricate one, or you can buy one, and they're rather expensive for that little thing. And the part number is 171-12707. So that's 171-12707. And I'm going to take the opportunity to replace mine with a new one. Here's an old one that I saved from years ago. And if this breaks while you're pulling off the upper plenum, you're going to be upset, because you can damage the multi-injector, maxi injector on the Spider. This is a 1992 to 1995 central multi-port fuel injection, or called CPI, central port injection. And the difference between that Spider and the Spider they used from 1996 until 2002 is this Spider shoots all 6 poppets gas at the same time to make a fog into the plenum. In later years they went to a sequential in 1996 because they perceived they had problems with the original CPI, and the CPI is a Delphi, and if this part goes intermittent, your car will either not start, you'll have fuel injection problems, and it's a booger to ferret out. So to remove the plenum without damaging that, on my van I have dual air, so what I do is I lift it at the back of the plenum, not the front of the vehicle, but at like a 25-degree angle, and carefully move the plenum over the electrical connector so I don't damage it. Because if you pull it straight back without caution, you can bend pins on the maxi injector or damage the electrical connector, and then you're going to be very upset. So this is one of the reasons why I like to do my own work, because if you have a shop do this work and they damage it, then you may never know, except they're going to say, well, you need a new one of these. And if you can get one, these are getting rare these days, this part number. And if you're working on one, I suggest you replace it and keep the old one as a spare. Now I have a couple of cores here. This one is part number 833-22101. This is the 1992 to 1995 Spider, and this is rebuilt by GB Remanufacturing, Long Beach, California, USA. And this is a used one. I gotta send this back and have that rebuilt. I'm probably going to send it. What you do is you query Rock Auto and you get an authorization to ship it to them, and then they ship it to GB Reman. The other option, like this is a Delphi. This is a Foxtrot Juliet 10453, which is the same thing. And this one I plan to send to Injection Masters in Clackamas, Oregon. And see how they come out and test them one at a time. So I got to take the upper plenum on and off Now if I wanted to test the maxi injector, I bought this tool here, this fuel injection tester. It's part number Charlie November Bravo Juliet 620. And I could build one of these, design and build, because I'm an electronic engineer, electrical engineer. But this is really not very expensive, and it connects right up with the right connectors. And on this iteration of the Spider, the 92 to 95, the CPI, they say it fires 3 times per revolution of the crankshaft, and that's normal. So I learned a lot about fuel injection, and I've repaired mine, but I'm going to take my good Spider off. That is a new one with very low time on it. I'm going to replace it with one of these used ones after they're rebuilt. Well, let me take that lie back. The one, well, I don't remember what I did. I'd have to look at my video diaries. This is a documentary, by the way. This is not a how-to. This is how Dennis does it. Do-it-yourself work can result in death or injury. So do it at your own risk, or don't do it. But before you try to remove the plenum, make sure you've got all the bolts out. This is the wrong diagram. This is for the lower intake plenum. And I made a mistake on mine. I was trying to get this out because one of the bolts is hard to see, the last one. So that's the lower intake plenum. This is the upper intake plenum, and you have 10 bolts. So make sure you get out 10 bolts and studs before you even try to lift it. And like I say, I lift mine not from the front, and that's the front, that's the air intake. I lift it from the back and very carefully move it towards the back of the vehicle at a 25-degree angle, so I'm making room for the electrical connector without damaging it. And if this is intermittent, it'll drive you insane. I had intermittent start on my engine for a long time until I changed that connector. So I think I've talked about everything I wanted to in this segment, and I hope that this information is useful to Astro van enthusiasts like myself with the 4.3 liter V6. And I'll probably throw this segment up without putting it into a production, but this will be part of the looking for the noise in my engine, because I have to pull off the upper intake plenum and the lower intake plenum to get to where the balance shaft is to see if it's loose or making noise or the bearings are bad. I probably will end up removing both heads and having a valve job done, because I think I got leaking seals causing it to burn oil. The cylinders are good, compression test was good, leak down test was good, combustion gas leaking, into the coolant test was good. So, I had done all these tests, and then it started making the awful noise inside the engine after I repaired the fuel injection. So, I hope you like my video. Give me a thumbs up if you do. This one was jam-packed with technical information, this segment, which is what people like the most, I think, is when you have a part number like FJ10453 Delphi for the Spider. Now, if you don't want to keep a Spider in these years, 92 to 95, you can go with the Holley Sniper, but then you need to pay for the Sniper version 2, the intake manifold, and then the transmission controller for the 4L60E. So I'm staying with the factory setup. Plus, I doubt I have time or the skill level to do any of that, and I certainly don't have the money to do that. But that is an option for the people that want high performance out of these V6s. I could go to a V8, but again, I don't think I have the time or money or the skills to do that. So Subscribe if you will, please. I'm not being monetized by anybody until I get 4,000 subscribers, and I have 350. I have over 75,000 views, so I've got the views, I just don't have the subscribers to be monetized. And it really annoys me. People think that, oh, I watch YouTube, but that guy's making money. You can watch, and I don't make any money until I get 4,000 subscribers. So don't impress yourself that because you're watching a video you're making money for the guy. But anyway, besides that, I also, before I pull the distributor and the plenum, I got to orient the engine to top dead center for number 1 and make sure that I had the firing order correct before I take off the spark plug wires. There I got the firing order for the V6, and I've got the orientation on the wires from the service manual, from the factory service manual, and here's another picture of it. So I think I have all my technical ducks in a row before I attempt this. It's raining outside, so I can't do it anymore, and it's 6:10 at night on January 16th, 2024. This is a video diary. It's a documentary, not a how-to. And I am an enthusiast. I'm not a professional. If the professionals want to make a comment or give me some correction on anything I've said or done, please do. I welcome that kind of feedback. I love the professionals. They have helped me a lot to learn a lot as an autodidact person, self-taught. And I like to do my own work because then I can pick the quality of the materials, and I know what I did right and what I did wrong in the history of the vehicle. So again, thank you for watching.